First thing, fear. We have this need to be perfectly perfect in everything we do. We don't verbalize it and consciously we don't say it, but we live it. So if we veer off like this, oh my God, I can't do this, or you've tried before and it didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen, so I'm not going to go down that road again. It was embarrassing. I don't know how to pick myself up. I don't want to hurt again. It was painful. This, that, and the other. But we can't keep putting off because of the fear of what we anticipate or expect might happen this time around. Does that make sense? So just because it didn't happen that time the way you thought doesn't mean it's not going to happen the right way when you try it again. But fear is a lot for a lot of people. And when I was breaking everything down, when you look at projects, you look at goals, you look at different things that you're going towards, it's usually 4 steps. You identify what it is, right? So I want to pursue this, I want to do this, I want to go here, I want to go there, right? So you identify it. Then you start putting together a plan. How do I want to do it? How is it going to happen? How do you make it happen? You start creating ideas and strategies. Then you start implementing the plan, right? And then after you implement the plan, you evaluate it for its usefulness and the success of it, but also to see if you can move forward from that or if you need to step back. Is that simplistic enough? But instead of us moving forward, we bring in the fear, we bring in the procrastination, we bring in my life is chaotic, we bring in all this stuff. But what can you do to get you to where you need to be? That is not the fear, that you want to overcome the fear. Because sometimes, and I've said this before, sometimes you got to go shaking, your knees chattering, and you're doing all of this. Okay, I'm going to go, I'm going to go, I'm going to go. Oh, it was just that. You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes in our mind, we think it's more than what it really is. Right. And then the fear of success because you don't want to let those friends go. But just because you're moving forward, they might not can go with you to that destination, but doesn't mean they have to leave your life. Right. And that's that balance you have to find. Because really, what I've learned as I move forward and do what I know I've been called to do, there are a lot of people that are not going with me, but they're still my friends and they have me. But now I'm meeting new people like Jada and other people who now are coming alongside, holding me up to get me to that next place. So a lot of times it's not about the people not going with us because we want them to go. But sometimes we just have to go. And sometimes being successful, you have to go alone. And that's the hardest part because we don't want to go by ourselves and we don't want to be out there shaking and trembling trying to figure this thing out. But at that moment and at that time and at that pit experience, to me, that's when you get it. And you come to find out who you are. So when you receive questions like what I sent you for homework, it's not even a thought of who you are because you've already had a kind of a come to Jesus and met you, the good, the bad, and the indifferent of you. So I think that'll help you as well. But also when you're sitting down, figure out within yourself, because each person has a different story. Each person has a different issue of why they're not moving forward. But sometimes the procrastination of tomorrow, a better day, when I have more money, when I have assistance, when I do this, when I do that. That's what we're waiting for, and it's never going to be a perfect day. Never. You're never going to be skinny enough. You're never going to have the right weave or whatever. Sorry. You're never going to have that perfect skin day, whatever it is that you need to happen to make it happen. Because even when you show up and everything looks perfect, you know what? Something's going to go wrong. I promise you something's going to go wrong. And instead of the fear of, oh my God, something might not happen right, you have to set up a contingency plan. What's your plan? What's your plan B? What's your plan C? What's your plan D? Because you have to plan to fail. And that sounds so bad, but it's true because nothing in life is perfect and nothing in life is guaranteed. But as you go out, have a contingency plan of, okay, if this happens, then I have this backup, or if this happens, then I have this. So get caught up in I'm planning the plan instead of the plan working you. Does that make sense? And having the freedom in that. Anybody else have any issues where they find themselves stuck, not being able to move forward, or any other of the chaos? That requires order and structure within yourself. And sometimes we use certain things, not necessarily you, just in general, that will hinder us from moving forward. Prime example, I had one client who was a researchaholic. She had an idea, she would research it, then research the research, then research the research. And then she would get so overwhelmed because of the research, she'll start researching something else again to do the research, and she's never moving forward to do what she needs to do. So a lot of times it's okay to research, it's okay to plan, it's okay to have all this stuff, but do something. And even if your life is chaotic and there's not enough order or structure, or you need an opening or an outlet, start scheduling. Do better time management maybe. Look at scheduling different things, scheduling time, just an hour a day for whatever it is you need to work on, and allow yourself to be able to do the action. Because the bottom line, what happens is a lot of inactivity. And we talk about it, we're going to talk about it, we've been talking about it for 2 years, we want to do this, when we do this, when we do that, and we never do anything. So today, I just want to hear everybody say yes. Today, you're going to decide each and every day to do something for yourself. Yes. Let's try that again. Today, you're going to decide to do something each and every day towards your goal, towards your greatness, towards whatever it is that you want to achieve, and you're going to make time out to do that.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the only other thing I want to speak on really being stuck and holding you back, and then I'm going to let Jada come up, because I think that just her life, her testimony, her story is really helpful and beneficial. Because we can talk about it all day long, but not until somebody's gone through it, somebody's done it, and they can kind of tell you what they did, how they came out on the other side, can you really get a picture and understand that it boils down to you, and it boils down to tenacity within yourself to say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of where I am, so I can get to where I need to be. Is that fair? Okay. One thing I want to say is, we already stated it about just being unique, but stop comparing yourself, your product, your skills to others. You have your original fingerprint on whatever you do. No two products, services will be alike because the person in control is different. My product and your product can be the exact same, but if Jada has a product and I have a product, the difference is Jada's product and Judy's product. We have two totally different personalities, two different ways of presenting it, two different audiences, two different everything. So a lot of times in our need to be perfect and compare ourselves, we're comparing ourselves to others who've already succeeded, who've already done what we're trying to do, and it's like, oh, I can't do that, or I can't do this because it doesn't line up, or it's not perfect, or it doesn't look like this. Get out your own head, and I think somebody already said that. Get out your head. That's the bottom line, and get the clarity that you need. Now, what that looks like, I don't know. But today, I want you to decide to allow yourself the ability to be able to move forward. Now, what does that look like for you? Who's ever been stuck and didn't move? What do you need to say today to help you move forward? I'm listening. Anybody?
Well,
go ahead.
When you said what can keep you stuck, one thing I thought it was lack of confidence, and the other was not sure if that's actually your calling, as you spoke to. So how do you get past the lack of confidence, and then how will you be sure that that's exactly, because it might be what you think you should do,
right,
but it might not necessarily be the calling. You know.
One thing, well, I'll speak to the calling first. There are many things that I've done because I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I've done a lot. But and God was very clear with me because I'm a Christian, so God was very clear. I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't tell you. I was doing it too. I was having a good time. I had a dessert business, an online catering dessert company. Did it for 8 years, loved it, had fun with it. You could have told me this wasn't my mecca and I was going to do this. I didn't tell you to do that. So there comes a time when you're doing it. Sometimes I found, for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I found there have been times where I was doing something that really wasn't my calling per se, but in the midst of that, I learned a lot that prepared me for when I walked in my calling. That journey, so what I thought I'd made a wrong turn, really was a right turn to get me to where I needed to be. But it all went down to me doing something.
Gotcha.
See, the second thing is confidence. Confidence you get from, most of the time we're not confident because we don't know things. We're lacking the education, we don't know how things are supposed to be done, we don't know how to do things. So the research, doing the work, doing the research, finding out about different things, that gives you the confidence to be able to speak to it, because a lot of times we're out there just jumping in the deep end. It's like, oh, I didn't know it was 10 feet deep. Wait a minute, you know, I thought it was 5. But if you start researching and finding out what you need to do to be successful in that area, then from there, you can build up the confidence. And I think confidence will come when we know what we know we're talking about, what we know we're doing, and which way we're going. So as you begin to sit down and identify and put together the plan and start working the plan, then that's going to give you the confidence that you need.